actually been.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, this rubs so many different people the wrong way, bro. Because there are actually people out here who get sexually assaulted, gang, and actually don't come back from that shit.
I'm too turned up. 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 I'm too turned up.
All right, y'all. Today we're finna react to Disgusting. DoorDash Girl is the Worst of Society. Video by Hello Yassine, I think so, yeah. Extras. Let's get right into it, bro. I really don't even understand what's going on with this whole situation.
AKA DoorDash Girl.
DoorDash Girl
is a DoorDash driver.
For some people, she was the victim of an assault by a customer and was then silenced for speaking out. 2 months ago, Olivia Henderson was just an ordinary woman. Today, she's known around the world as a DoorDash Girl.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my assault.
For others, she was trying to ruin an innocent man's life.
This is a man's world! I'm the victim! Remember? I'm the victim!
Day after day, she would post on TikTok about her traumatic experience until she went suspiciously quiet. And after a month of silence, the story took an unbelievable turn. And for her supporters, this new information might be a pill that's too hard to swallow.
Okay, right. I mean, let's get into it.
The story started with the release of this now deleted video.
Oh, shit. Hey, was bro pants pulled down, bro? I could have sworn I saw thigh meat. Could have sworn I saw just a little bit of too much skin on that man, even though he got the little black box up there. What's happening right there? What's all that about?
That's up.
The caption for this video read, "A man named Austin orders DoorDash, selects the option to have order left at door, sees his DoorDasher me has a female name, quote, falls asleep on the couch with his pants and underwear to his ankles and his front door wide open in 59 degrees Fahrenheit, so this is what I see when I have to leave the order." And this piece of footage has two very different interpretations. The most innocent one is that he accidentally left the door open and fell asleep in a very compromising position, presumably from being too drunk or under the influence.
For sure.
The more insidious explanation was that he had intentionally exposed himself, knowing that a woman named Olivia was calling to his door. And he used the fact that he was, quote, asleep as a form of plausible deniability. Olivia felt violated from this incident and voiced her concern on TikTok, but pay attention to the terms she used to describe what happened.
Here's an update for anybody who's interested. I commented, but my comment's getting buried in my comment section. I reported this to DoorDash over 12 hours ago, and they're supposed to call me back, which is strange because I've reported a couple less serious incidents before, and they called me back within 1 to 2 hours for those reports. So I don't know what's going on there, but I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home.
What really infuriated many people was her decision to call this, quote, SA. You would mostly associate assault with some form of physical contact, maybe even words if you want to stretch it that far, but you could argue that it was an assault because you violated the other person's personal freedoms.
Right, yeah.
But soon, she got the police's interpretation of what happened.
But after so many people told me to report it to the police, I did. And I called the non-emergency line, and they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have. And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this? And I said, yeah, if there are charges to press, I would prefer that because I don't want this to happen to somebody else again. And he understood that, the police officer, and then he went back out to his car, and then he came back to me, and he told me, like, this is pretty much verbatim. It's not verbatim, but, like, it's the point that he said. He said he's not sure if that there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house, and specifically he said it's not like he came up to his door with it out or like his window with it out or whatever, but it's like, come on now.
In the eyes of the law, this could be considered public lewdness, which is a serious offense, but not considered assault. This is usually for intentionally exposing yourself in a public setting, but can also include a private place where members of the public can see you. The key word here is intentionally, and Olivia spelt out what she thought proved bad intent.
It's like, come on now. Like, how likely is it that it's cold outside? It's pretty chilly. Your ceiling fan is on. You got all your lights on in your house. You got your front door open, right? You just ordered DoorDash 15 minutes ago. And within 15 minutes of ordering DoorDash and it getting delivered to your front door, you're asleep on the couch with your pants and your underwear to your ankles, your front door wide open, your lights on, it's freezing outside. Like, come on now. That is voyeurism. That is exhibitionism. That was something against my own will that I was fulfilling for that man.
I mean, not necessarily. Now, this is the thing. I don't know if the nigga was truly asleep or not. And even if he was asleep, how do you fall asleep with your pants on your ankles? Was he beating his meat? That's the only thing that I can think of. He was beating his meat, he busted a nut, and he just curled up on that couch and he, you know what I'm saying, closed his eyes for a couple of minutes while the DoorDash order was on the way. That's what I assume would happen. You know, I don't necessarily see that being a breach of her rights. She was just doing a job, happened to see the nigga dick out, you know, on the couch and shit. And she was just uncomfortable with that. You know, I don't think that was in terms of suing somebody or pressing charges. He didn't do nothing. I mean, he was just sleep on the couch in his house with his pants around his ankles. You know, I mean, it's freaky as shit, but that's what happened.
Oh, and I forgot to say the police officer said he was going over to the residence of that DoorDash customer to speak to him and see what his side of the story is, what he has to say about what was going on with him. And then another major factor that we're not even considering is that man lives in a duplex. In that video, you'll see another door next to his. That's another apartment unit right next to his. That could be a family. Anybody could walk out. See, listen, if I wasn't the target, you still shouldn't be whacking it off, whether you're drunk or under the influence of any substances, with your door wide open regardless, because anybody could walk out and get assaulted from that, seeing what you're doing on your couch. It could be a child. Anybody could come up on your porch and see that. Anybody walking by on the sidewalk and accidentally getting a glance would be a victim.
In either scenario, Austin was in the wrong, but Olivia is not really reflecting that she could be wrong too. In this clip, she admitted that there could just be a different angle to this story, but doesn't have the self-awareness to realize that she just assumed the worst of this man and blasted it all over social media.
Very true.
And once again, we come back to the fact that we still don't actually know what Austin's true intentions were. The strangest thing was that there had been no response from DoorDash as of yet, especially as this story highlighted the safety concerns facing many of its workers and customers. DoorDash eventually responded to Olivia, but not in the way that she would have hoped.
Okay, let's see what DoorDash said, bro.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me! This is related. They just punished me for posting about my assault while door dashing. They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job, and that was my only way to make money to pay my bills. Hey guys, so yeah.
Right, she's clearly crashing out. I'm curious on what the other guy had to say. Honestly, I feel like a lot of what DoorDash did, deactivating her account, all that good shit, has a lot to do with, one, the video that was posted, and two, what that other guy must have said, bro. Had to be. Okay, I can see them doing some shit like, oh, you DDoSed his address, right? You leaked his address, so now people are harassing this guy and this, that, and the third. And I can definitely see that angle, you know. But also see where she's coming from, you know, her life savings, whatever the fuck, is on DoorDash. She got money on the account. She can't access the account to get her money off of it, so she's kind of in a fucked up spot. Yeah, it's just a lot of negatives came from this, I see.
I really lost my job. Within less than 24 hours after me submitting my appeal, they denied it. And in the email, they said, you can respond to the previous email that you received explaining the reason why you were deactivated. I never got the email.
So last night, I contacted one support agent. We sat on the phone for 25 minutes, and then she transferred me to the community response team. The person on the community response team told me that was the highest team I could get to. There's literally nobody else she could transfer me to. I could hang up the phone and call back and then get transferred to the community response team again. So I sat on the phone with her for another 30 minutes. And she told me that she couldn't tell me. There's no way that they could tell me what the reason I just lost my job.
To make matters worse, she now risks being banned from TikTok.
You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again and censored the video that I have just so they can't take it down for the same reason. They took it down for the same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok. So not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday, I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing. And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember? I'm the victim. And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
So she painted herself as a woman.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. So basically, well, I don't know, bro. It seems like there's something going on behind the scenes that we just don't know about. Like, it's clear that we don't know about something because ain't no way all this negative shit is happening to her for her getting assaulted. No way this amount of bad stuff happens to one person for actually being the true victim, right? There got to be more to the story. I just don't see how all this bad stuff is happening to her.
Been living in a man's world, and DoorDash, TikTok, and the police were all taking Austin's side, the big bad people. The problem with this narrative is that TikTok and DoorDash can't just have their users violating someone else's privacy. And remember, we still don't know what this man's intentions were. Ultimately, the case became something which depended on your own worldview. Just like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, or Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, people picked a side and viewed everything in black and white terms without even waiting for the evidence. But what swayed a lot of people towards Austin's side was the very last line of the clip I just showed you.
They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
Olivia was trying to monetize her newfound social media fame. She was posting every day and definitely making the most of the attention that this case was bringing her. For many people, there was definitely more to it than Olivia's side of the story, and DoorDash soon released a very carefully written public response.
All right, bet. Let's see what DoorDash.
We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days, and we want to clear the air. No one should ever have to experience SA, harassment, or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it. Full stop. We take these reports incredibly serious and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe, and that's exactly what we always want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policy.
Yeah, I had a feeling, bro. I had a feeling. It's because she DDoSed the nigga address, because I saw the nigga address. I'm like, oh, well, I know he lives on 103 Street, or whatever the fuck it was. I mean, number 103. You feel me? And of course, obviously, all you have to do is just look up, probably, like, where this person DoorDash, like, bro, at this point, she's on the internet. You can look her up and find out what state she lives in. And then boom. Now all you have to do is just put up 103, whatever the fuck street. You can find this man's address, bro. And he probably done been harassed and all kind of shit. He probably done been reaching out to police, DoorDash, all kind of stuff, bro. To the reason why they're like, yeah, we're going to get you banned on DoorDash because of the video you posted showing his address. Now people are harassing him and we're getting complaints. I'm telling you, bro, it's a lot that happened behind the scenes that we just do not know about.
That is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated, along with the customers, while we investigated. We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings. We know these are sensitive situations, and we want every Dasher to know if you ever feel unsafe or experience something concerning, come to us. We're here to listen, act, and support. Like clockwork, Olivia posted on TikTok once again. But for the first time, someone else involved had given a different perspective on the story. So you would expect her to engage with the points made in this statement. Instead, we witnessed a masterclass in deflection.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know. But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you've shown me. It's really making me feel so validated and seen and heard. And that's really helping me through this tough time. So I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate the outpouring of support. So the update is, last night I was made aware, a bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about me on their TikTok story and on their most recent Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details, but what I am going to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting you know this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. Because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements, and they sent me the deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements.
Yeah.
Like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal, and about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job together. That's the update.
It's important to note that she's not an employee of DoorDash, but a contractor.
Yeah.
So she has very little legal rights to fight back on this. And eventually...
And that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. DoorDash was looking at it more legally than, she got SA. Let's just help her out extremely. No. They're looking at it from every single angle, bro. This is a corporation. Okay? They could have easily just backed her up and just tried to make him look like the bad guy just for him to countersue, or whatever the case may be, and be like, well, this person just leaked my address and emotional damage, and I've been harassed and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm gonna be honest, bro, that shouldn't be a DoorDash thing, my nigga. That should be a TikTok thing. You feel me? The video went viral on TikTok, not DoorDash. But, I mean, she was dashing. So, I mean, I guess they had to do something too, but yeah, bro. They only denied that shit because they just had to. Facts. They had to double down on letting her go because they just had to. That she making this shit more than what it is, you know what I'm saying, in terms of it's already big and famous. Everyone knows about it. DoorDash is looking out for DoorDash. Don't give a fuck about this woman. You know what I'm saying? And she just figured it out the hard way. That's all it is.
The internet was provided with an explosive piece of new information. Supposedly, the door wasn't wide open, as Olivia claimed, but there was only a small, tiny crack. And the shocking revelation was that Olivia had pushed the door open and walked inside.
What? Yeah, let's get into this. Because ain't no way. You mean to tell me that she walked in this nigga house? Oh, yeah, I gotta see this. I gotta see this.
A screenshot from a video can be seen here, which shows that the door was only slightly open when Olivia arrived. For some people, this confirmed who the victim was all along, Austin. Olivia should have left the delivery by the door as requested, and this video proved that she had been dishonest this whole time. Naturally, people were furious.
Getting told to leave food at somebody's door, then seeing their door cracked open, pushing it open, and then seeing them laying on the couch doing shit in the privacy of their own home does not make you a victim of SA. Stop milking such a horrible, heinous thing for views. It's very obvious what you're doing, and it's sickening. It really is sickening to watch that.
The problem with this narrative is that there was no video.
Yeah, I'm sure, I'm looking for the video. That's a screenshot. And by the way, that screenshot does tell a lot. That door wasn't open all the way. That door was cracked. I'm gonna keep it 100. That door was definitely cracked. That door was not open and just wide open like she expressed. Oh, yeah, I see where this is going. Oh, it's all bad for her. That's GG's. Yeah, that's GG's.
At least all of the people who claim to have seen this video did not bother downloading it. This YouTuber, Taylor, couldn't find the video anywhere.
So many of the comments jump on her saying, you said that you pushed the door open in a previous video. Everybody is scouring the internet for any sort of shred of proof that she said that she pushed the door open. Nobody can find it. There is no proof that she said that she ever pushed the door open. And genuinely, I think that if she did say that, there would be at least one person who would have that video because millions of people saw it. I don't think it exists myself. I don't think it does.
The YouTuber and TikToker Ryan Beard couldn't find the video either.
I tried to search for this deleted video for a couple of hours and it just does not exist.
And another YouTuber, August the Duck, looked even closer at the screenshot and found out what it was.
If you've been following this or looking into this, you've probably seen a screenshot that looks like this, which a lot of people are using as, quote, evidence to show, look, the door was just cracked, she had to have pushed it open. If you look at this screenshot and that is the conclusion you come to, I'm sorry to tell you this, I don't like using this word, but you're stupid. You're a dumb. You can literally see on the left the clean line that cuts this caption off because this is just a cropped picture.
Right,
a cropped picture made to look like the door was cracked when it wasn't.
Yeah,
Olivia, for what it's worth, has also denied this too.
There have been a lot of people saying things like I entered the customer's home or I opened the customer's door, but I can assure you that I did not do either of those things, and I have obtained irrefutable proof that the door was already wide open when I arrived to the customer's house. But due to its importance, I cannot post that proof at this time.
If anything, all of this false information played right into Olivia's victim narrative, and she was now also the victim of a vicious smear campaign coordinated by random people on the internet. You would expect that this would have only given her more momentum, and even more TikToks would follow. Instead, she was surprisingly absent from social media. Weeks and weeks passed by, but there was nothing but radio silence. Her biggest complaint was that the police had done nothing, but in reality, the police had been incredibly busy. And in a strange twist of fate, there was an arrest made by the police.
Oh, wow. Damn, she got arrested?
DoorDash girl has been arrested. Yep, Olivia Henderson, the woman who came onto TikTok shouting to anyone that would listen that she had been sexually assaulted by a customer, has been arrested on 2 felony charges. And listen to the felonies: unlawful surveillance for amusement or profit, and dissemination of surveillance images for sale or publishing. The arrest record from
she altered the footage. Oh yeah, this finna get juicy.
Oswego County, New York says Olivia was arrested on November 10th at 9:46 p.m., was later released and is due back in court on December 4th. I absolutely believe she thought she was going to sue DoorDash when they fired her. Come to find out, being fired from DoorDash was the least of her worries.
For people who took Austin's side, this was the gotcha moment, which proved that she was a liar all along. For Olivia's supporters, you could still argue that she was still a victim, but just responded in a completely careless fashion by posting it on social media. But here's perhaps the nail in the coffin for anyone still taking Olivia's side. All of this time, Olivia repeatedly told her fans that the door was wide open.
Right.
According to the police report, who have access to ring footage of the incident, Olivia proceeded to open the closed entrance door and went inside. This is despite the fact that Olivia was instructed to leave the order at the door. So let's now walk back to what she said earlier.
There have been a lot of people saying things like I entered the customer's home or I opened the customer's door, but I can assure you that I did not do either of those things, and I have obtained irrefutable proof that the door was already wide open when I arrived to the customer's house. But due to its importance, I cannot post that proof at this time.
And of course, the missing video may have just genuinely disappeared from the internet, but the police report contained yet another bombshell. And at long last, we found out Austin's intentions.
An investigation was initiated by the Oswego Police Department, during which it was discovered that the delivery driver had taken a video of the nude male. The video, along with the subsequent investigation, indicates that the male was incapacitated and unconscious on the couch due to alcohol consumption. The video was taken from the exterior of the male's residence. The DoorDash driver subsequently posted the video to social media, where it drew significant attention. It was further discovered that the DoorDash driver had made claims of being assaulted during this incident. The investigation by the Oswego Police Department determined that no assault occurred. Like we all said, no assault had occurred. The male depicted in the video cooperated with police and he provided a statement. So now we know that he did also provide a statement, which was a question that you guys were asking. And I had said that he had to have given a statement in order for these charges to be lobbied.
The problem for Olivia's supporters is that you can't prove that Austin had bad intentions. You can only speculate. If he had done this to a bunch of other women, there would be some sort of substance to this claim, but his record was completely clean. With Olivia, there's indisputable evidence of her breaking the law. She's accused of publishing surveillance images, aka the first video you saw of her outside his home, and for using this footage for profit, which refers to her attempts to monetize the incident. And from these TikToks, you can actually see some bad intentions of her own. Her first mistake was to frame her attack as an essay, when at worst, it was harassment. There are even women who took offense to this choice of words.
I disagree that she should be coming on here saying that she was really assaulted. And I feel like that is such a deep insult to people who have actually been.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, this rubs so many different people the wrong way, bro. Because there are actually people out here who get sexually assaulted, gang, and actually don't come back from that shit. People get SA'd and they do something to themselves. They're changed forever. They end up liking the same sex because the other opposite sex is the one that SA'd them. So much negative comes from SA, bro, and you're just trying to use it to gain attention, likes, and a following. That's not cool. It's simply just not cool, gang. And people like this, bro, it's called reaping what you sow, and she's just reaping what she sowed, bro. She's lost everything. Now this bitch finna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, bro, everybody want to be a star. That shit gonna get motherfuckers hurt, set up, or killed, man. Like, everybody just can't handle being that, bro.
And I'm only mentioning that because I have not really seen that be talked about. It's so insane to me. She may feel violated, she may feel wronged, but calling this actual assault is just so backwards to me.
And if you look back at the TikTok videos, they look less like someone reporting a crime and more like someone performing for social media.
To me, the panning down from the food up to the man, zooming in on the man, turning it to herself, doing the walk away with the finger on the mouth, going, that's effed up. That to me is very dramatized, as if it was made for a TikTok video to perform.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's kind of giving that this was all a script. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to look like that because of the situation she put herself in. Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying.
Perform well to get views. That to me is not documenting an incident. The way that video was filmed, it was filmed to be posted on TikTok. It was not filmed for the police. And if you go and look at her previous TikToks, you can see very clearly that she is posting to get views. The topics that she is posting about, the way that she is posting, she has been posting for quite a long time. She has so many videos. This is something that she wants to do as a career, is to post on TikTok. And you can see that. You'll also notice that she does jump from job to job. With that being said, I can't accuse her of posting this solely for views. I'm sure that she did feel bad. I mean, like, if you are seeing somebody's naked body that you were not expecting or not wanting to see, obviously you're going to be bothered by that. But legally speaking, that is not assault.
While online sleuths have been divided, the real-life sleuths, aka the police, investigating this situation faster than they investigated the David situation, but these are completely different parts of the country, have firmly sided with Austin. She posted a naked photo of him online, shared his address, and accused him of being some form of deviant to millions of people. His life, as a result, may have been ruined. But Olivia's could now be worse. She's facing 2 felony charges which could follow her for the rest of her life. Felonies usually imply a significant amount of prison time, and it was initially speculated that she could face 8 years in prison. However, there are lawyers that have argued that this fate could be avoided.
They did give her 2 felony charges, 2 e-felony charges, both of which carry a prison sentence if she goes to trial and loses. She could get probation on those.
This is a non-violent first-time offender, and we are looking anywhere from realistically no incarceration, straight probation, to some sort of minimal sentence. Although in this situation, probably a couple months maybe is a realistic thing. So yes, theoretically, you could have 8 years, although not really, because although they are distinct offenses, they're part of the same underlying criminal transaction. So you'd be unlikely to stack the sentences and say 4 + 4, right?
When it comes to the actual trial, it will be very difficult to deny the charges that she's being accused of. And her best course of action is damage mitigation.
Her best option probably is to plead. Yeah, maybe they'll drop it to a misdemeanor. That's plausible. Yeah, so her best option is to plead it down to a misdemeanor and make the whole thing go away.
That's crazy.
That's probably where this thing's going to land out at the end of the day if I had to bet.
For the guy involved, there's not much he can do either beyond this point.
The man can sue her. Now, of course, the problem with that is she doesn't have any money. She's judgment proof, as they say. She's a DoorDash driver. So yeah, we can sue him, but like for what? Nothing, right? We can't sue them. And how can we? And we can't sue. I mean, we can win. We just can't collect because there's no money. Yeah. We can't sue TikTok because what did TikTok do? TikTok isn't, we can't sue TikTok because, CDA 230, they are
go out to DoorDash.
And we can't sue DoorDash.
How come?
Because what did they do? They didn't do anything.
That's very true, though. It's very true. That DoorDash didn't do nothing. He just placed an order. In fact, DoorDash did not physically hurt this man. TikTok physically didn't do nothing to this man. She did everything. So yeah, suing would be cool, but I mean, and you would definitely win, but you're not getting shit from her. She ain't got nothing.
Right? They just told her to go to the house and leave it at the door.
And there are people who think that this case should be turned on its head and that she should be charged with essaying him.
And the nature of the violation here was not for sexual gratification. It was not released for the purpose of delight. It was released for the purpose of just amusement and degradation, which is not a triggerable offense, right? Because
in the wake of what's happened, it's interesting to reflect on what lessons can be learned from this whole episode.
Right, for sure.
It goes without saying that making unverified claims on social media comes with consequences when the potential for virality is far higher than it's ever been in the past. But even if Olivia had claimed that Austin had harassed her instead of essayed her, she could have made things much easier for herself. If you're going to accuse somebody of something, you bear the responsibility of accurately stating what you claim that they did.
Yeah.
And sharing a picture of someone in the privacy of their own home is a crime. End of story.
You can't post someone unclothed on the internet without their consent. This was not her stepping forward. This was her just breaking the law. I'm telling you, if she just contacted DoorDash, contacted the authorities, I promise you she wouldn't have been arrested. She still even could have came to social media and told her story without showing the video or giving us his name. Now, I'm not saying anything would have happened to bro.
It's hard to find.
That's how you know all of it was done for attention, though. That's why she did it the way she did it, because she was just trying to get attention. She was trying to make herself the victim. She saw that posting the skimpy content on TikTok wasn't really doing it much. And so she needed another outlet. She needed another route. And going after the SA, going for SA was the way to do it for her. And that's why she in the situation she in, bro. Hey, man, let me know how y'all feel about this shit, man. Consequences have actions. Actions have consequences. There we go. Yeah.